Sometimes you get your best stories when I go off message, I would say. Listen, I am so tired of the previous administration and their antics. Marsha, we've been in office for 1 year. And I am hearing the previous administration attack us on Rikers. They wanted to see Rikers closed down, that they failed at. They attack us on the Department of Health and what we did around COVID. They were constantly, we were months into office, must be 2 months into office, and they were criticizing everything we did. We kept the schools closed. We should have closed them. We kept they wanted a mask mandate. We said, no, we want to get our economy open. Everything we do, the previous administration, I don't remember administration in history that says we want a full frontal assault in the first year of an administration like the previous administration. I called Bill the other day. I said, Bill, what's going on? You know, what's going on? And then Bill's comms guy, who's probably the worst comms guy in the history of communication, he's an expert on everything now. Get this, Chris. I want to make sure you get this. The guy's an expert on everything. No matter what we do, all of a sudden, y'all say, okay, let me find someone to critique Eric Adams. You talk to everybody, and everybody says, no, we think Eric did the right thing. Oh, let's just find someone from the previous administration. And this guy, I'm going to attack Eric for everything. And you guys act like this guy is credible. Who cares what he thinks? I mean, Marsha, let us do our job. They had 8 years to do their job. 8 years to fix Rikers. 8 years to deal with crime. 8 years to do with education. 8 years to do with early childhood education for children with disabilities. 8 years to fix night shift. They had all the time to do their job.
And did they?
No. No. But they are now, once they're gone, they're experts on everything. And when you look through the last 12 months and you see how many times they have interfered, it's just not acceptable. But when I go to and look at the history, maybe you could tell me, you tell me when there has been a time that a previous administration has attacked another administration in the first year. Bloomberg has been nothing but helpful. How can we help, Eric? Everyone, those from Koch administration calls us, how can we help? Bloomberg's administration calls us, how can we help? Dinkins' administration calls us, how can we help? Giuliani's administration calls us, how can we help? Every other administration calls us, how can we help? But we have the previous administration that just left the House. They just left. They left the House in total disarray. And then they come and say, look at the mess that you created, Eric. No, it's the mess we inherited. So all I'm saying, let us do our job the way you had an 8-year opportunity to do your job. And that's all of them. So don't start your blogs talking about critiquing NYCHA. Don't, every time we do something, run to the press so you can all of a sudden act like you're the greatest comm director there ever was. We don't want to hear your advice on Department of Health and Mental Hygiene. I have a Department of Health and Mental Hygiene commissioner that got us out of COVID correctly, and monkeypox, and polio, and many other issues. It's enough. How about saying our city is in a crisis and we want to come and help the way Bloomberg has been doing, the way other administration personnel has been doing. They all come together. All these other administrations have come together and say, we want to help the city we love. And that was my message to the former mayor. I deserve better from a former administration. I deserve better. And my commissioners deserve better. Because if you were the mayor and the commissioner of this city, you know how challenging it is to run this city. Every day, every hour, there's another crisis. So respect the people who are doing the job that you just left. You are not going to hear from me when I'm done. I'm sitting under the sun. You are not going to hear from me complaining about those who are on the front line of running a city as complex as this city. Now, to Mayor de Blasio's credit, he has been extremely helpful. He has called. He said, how can I help? Here's what I went through. Here's what I think as advice. When I reached out to him, he has been there. This is directed to those who are intended on one thing, is to see us fail. And I'm going to say this